good evening and welcome to my end of the week recap here for Apple and plan ahead for next week. Price action did break down from the range I was looking at, which was below this 178.5 level, and had a huge crash all the way down and through the target that I was looking at. And that was that. It's nice to see a plan work out almost to perfection. And now I'll go to the trade that I was actually in, which is kind of disappointing to me. I was expecting a lot more. I just did not have the patience or the focus for it on the day. So if you see here, I got in 177, half puts at 106, half out at 120. The rest of them shoving out up here at 99. All of that was done in the first 15-20 minutes of the day. Now, had I been more patient and more focused, I would have seen not only this was a failed entry, but this was the actual entry to key off of that led to this huge sell-off here. So huge missed opportunity there. I'm just going to have to work on my focus because that is completely my fault. Nothing else to really blame that on, but it's nice to see that a plan worked out exactly as I had drawn it up. Now on into Friday, I did take one lottery play, which is not the best idea, but saw something that I liked, got into 177 half calls here at 7 cents. They did pop up to like 11, maybe 12 cents in here. Did not close any off though, so those ended up closing out for 0. So overall, a total loss on that one. Nothing really else to say about that. Now going forward here onto plan I will be looking for on Monday. I want to go over here to the weekly time frame. You can see right here the weekly candle has put in as much of an indecision candle as you can pretty much get. This is a huge wide range doji at highs, significant amount of volume, could at least imply that we're now at a weekly top, which would coincide with the previous high over here. So it may be a double top type of pattern. We'll just have to wait and see what next week does bring, because that will likely create some sort of move one way or the other from there. Now, because I am usually bullish on Apple, I'm going to stay mostly to the bullish side and look for support plays. If it does go all the way above 180.62, I have no problem taking a breakout trade versus that low. But this pattern over here on the intraday time frame is not a breakout pattern. If it comes up here, chops around, consolidates again just like it does here, and then it finally pushes up and through it, then that'd be considered a breakout. But a huge run up all the way to the highs and then just coming back down, that's not a breakout pattern. Anyways, I'm expecting quite a bit of chop here. Support right here on 172.30, and like I said, breakout above 180.60. If it does not break out above, that is going to be considered resistance, and we'll be chopping around in the middle of this area. Now, what I'll be looking for on an intraday basis initially is a break above this 168.28. If VWAP comes up and supports price, I will look at playing a support entry right there. I'm actually going to move this level, or excuse me, this note up here as well. Both of these areas I will be looking at 175 calls depending on how price action does form right here. Stop loss will be on the other side of whichever line does trigger me in. If it comes down below here, this could potentially be completing a head and shoulders pattern. If you zoom out a little bit here, you can see a shoulder, head, shoulder. Measure move of this would be from 180 to 172 is about $8. So you'd be looking at a measure move to about 164, which does break the previous monthly sell level right way down here at this red line. So just a couple of levels to keep in mind. You see these other lines, these percentage lines on here, these are Fibonacci levels. I just want to touch on that a little bit briefly here. I believe I have them drawn on my chart over here. They're nothing more than Fibonacci levels based on the month of February. There's a huge wide-ranging bar, and those levels are at least something to keep in mind for future trades, future purposes, because price action may hit them at some point. Now, anytime that I've been trading an intraday move off of Fibonacci's, if price action has held this 23% level right here, it's most likely, or very likely I should say, to at least test the previous high and maybe even break out and make a new high. So I'm going to keep that in mind. I will be playing for a move above 180.60. And if I do trigger any of these 175 calls, I will do my best to hold as long as possible for a move up here to around 180.60. Watch price action as it comes up there. And like I said earlier, if it consolidates and then breaks above, add into it, find another play to leg into, and just ride the wave. But again, this weekly candle here is very questionable at best as to what's ultimately going to happen. This is a candle that tells me there's pretty much no direction at the moment. So just be patient, take trades as they come. read price, you manage risk, and do everything right, and eventually the profits will come. Everybody have a good weekend and good luck.